Hey guys, Red the Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Blokees Transformers Megatron. This is a amazing figure. Not just as a figure, but a model kit. And this is probably my second Transformers model kit that I have, and this has got to be the best one that I have so far. If you don't know what Blokees is, they are basically coming onto the Transformers scene for basically model kit-esque action figures. So you basically get to build the figure just like a regular model kit Gundam, whatever you want to call it, would. But you also get some articulation, and some really decent articulation that you don't need to worry about, breaking or causing any damage of. But on my copy, we'll get to that in a little second here. But yeah, overall, this is a fantastic figure and a really nice model kit. This was so much fun to put together. And believe it or not, the amount of stuff that you get for this figure is only $60 Canadian. And it's very, very affordable. And if you don't like the giant, if you don't like they also do come with smaller scales that are a lot more cheaper. But they do have the same kind of articulation that you would expect from Blokees, and they do also come, and you do get to put them together. So take a look at this ginormous box. This is like a goddamn monolith in front of me here. Then you can see what I'm talking about here. You don't need a brush, you don't need no glue, and you don't need cutters. And yes, there is a light up feature in this. This particular set here is the Action Edition. This basically just means that he just comes with a lot more accessories to justify the price range, which it does justify the price range. For $60 for the stuff that you get is very, very nice. Take a look at the front of the box here. You got Megatron up here, and you also got Kremzeek, and then you also got some really nice neon Decepticon logo stuff with some thunder and electricity stuff, all that good stuff. Very, very nice. Flip around to the side of the box here. Then you can see some more close-ups of Megatron with his Energon mace, and you can see the fusion cannon here. We'll get to that. And then you can see his armature going on here as well. So you do get to put the armature, and then you get to put all the shell pieces around it. Very, very nice. And yes, and then you can see right here how you put one of the legs together, and then you can see some sprues on here as well. Flip around to the back of the box here. Down here, you can see all the accessories that he does come with. We'll get to that. And basically how you get the parts off without cutters, you can just basically twist them off, and bam, they come off clean. No excess plastic. You don't need to sand any of it. It's very, very nice. It's also a really nice beginner model kit. And just for anybody who's just a big Transformers fan like I am, you're going to have a lot of fun with this. And then you can see some of his light pieces here, all that good stuff. On the top of the box here, then you can see some more Megatron stuff, all that good stuff, whatever. So, enough talking about the box. Let's take a look at the actual figure. And here is Megatron all put together, and man, he looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, I had a blast putting him together. There was no part of the building process that made me frustrated or anything like that. It was the instructions were very, very straightforward. They were very well detailed. The pictures on it look very nice to really help you understand how to put them together and well. And it might seem a little bit complicated where you have to build the armature first and then put all the shell plating around him afterwards. But it was very, very satisfying to watch him become just this weird kind of skeleton looking thing, and then bam, coming to the actual Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. Very nice. Like I said, he looks very nice with the metallic paint job going around. I would be careful though, because the paint might chip over time. It just really happens with metallic paint job or everything like that. But there is some non-painted parts here, like all the black pieces and the reds are not painted at all. And it does help with the kind of contrast between the metallic paint job here. The one thing that I really kind of don't really like about this figure is the proportions. I think that the proportions are a little bit wonky, especially when it comes to the legs here. I would have wished the legs were a little bit longer, so you could still keep this giant ass calf section here, but just kind of move it down a little bit because he kind of looks like a little bit of a midget, a little bit, just a little bit short stacked. But other than that, he looks really, really nice. I love it. He's not just a borderline screen accurate G1 Megatron figure. He does have some extra details going throughout here. As you can clearly see, he's got a lot of panel lining. He's even got some vent stuff going on here as well. In the inner kind of thigh here, if the leg doesn't pop off, that's another thing that when you move it, the joints kind of pop off a little bit, but it is what it is, and for some reason, this one does not want to go back in. But they do go. But yeah, you can see some more details on the inner here, and then you can see there's some details underneath the foot. There's some panel linings and stuff. They didn't really need to do that, but it's there. Flip around to the back here. You got his giant-ass barrel here as well. It doesn't move or anything, sadly, but it is there. You got some more kind of panel lining and stuff throughout the back of here, and you even got some more panel lining on the actual skirts as well. Fusion cannon looks really, really nice with all the different panel linings, and there is a translucent blue plastic for the scope there. But sadly, there is no translucent purple plastic for the light up feature. It doesn't light up or anything, and sadly, it does not come with blast effect parts, unfortunately, that you can tab in. So let's take a look at the actual light up feature. How to turn on the light, you don't just have to pull a switch or anything like that. You get a Decepticon logo, which is basically just a little wonky G1 accurate Decepticon logo. Basically what you do is that you just tap the chest, and bam, it lights up. Very awesome. And the eyes and the Decepticon logo light up. Very, very awesome. It looks absolutely amazing. There seems to be no bleeding of the light or anything like that, except for like the bottom here. But yeah, the battery compartment is actually stored. So you don't need to worry about, if you're worrying about posing his head and worrying about, wiring being, damaged or anything like that, it does turn off every once in a while. So yeah, it's basically whatever. But take a look at taking off the head here. You can see a translucent rod going down into the chest cavity there. And then you even got some light translucent red plastic for the eyes as well. So you don't need to worry about wiring in his head or anything like that. It's just in there, and you can in fact replace the batteries. There is this part in the instruction that you can in fact remove the battery compartment and replace the batteries. Unfortunately, the light does not come to the chest area here. It only goes to the chest and the eyes, which is unfortunate. I'd really like to see these little buttons, doodads, whatever, to light up. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the light up feature. It's really nice that you just get to have the magnetic feature. I love the fact that you can just tap the chest and boom, it lights up. Yeah, it just looks absolutely fantastic. So let's take a look at the articulation. So the articulation on the head here, he does have a ball joint. He's got a ball joint at the base of the neck and the base of the head. So you got a lot of range going on here. He can look up that far, and just the panel on top of his head is coming off. He can look up that far and look down that far, and in fact can rotate 360 degrees. For the arms here, can in fact rotate 360 degrees. They do have a butterfly joint, a bicep swivel, double bend at the elbow, and a wrist swivel. It's on a ball joint, so you can do whatever you want. And what's awesome is that you do get individually articulated fingers here. They are on ball joints, except for the thumb here. It just has a ball joint. There's no bend at the kind of knuckle here. So all the fingers can in fact bend, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, recently, the thumb on his left hand here, or his right hand, I should say, did in fact come off, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to glue that. So yeah, it is what it is. But that's the only part on my figure that has broken so far. You also do get a waist swivel and a ab crunch as well. Very nice. All the skirts are on ball joints. I just need to move this here. Bam. For the skirts here, they are on ball joints as well. So you got a front skirt, side skirt, and a back skirt. So all these skirts working together allow his leg to kick that far and move back that far. And using the side skirts here, you can in fact give him a really, really nice spread. and they're all on ball joints as well. Thigh swivel, double bend at the knee. No side of, knee swivel, calf swivel, whatever. For the feet here, they can move up and down. You get a toe bend as well. And you also do get a pivot as well because they are just on ball joints. So you get some really, really nice pivots. For the fusion cannon here, it's just on a swivel. And there is a really awesome feature to this. I'm going to take it off. So you can see a peg there that just tabs right onto the arm there. So for the fusion cannon, it has a really nice gimmick. If you pull the back of the fusion cannon here, bam, it's like he's ready to charge up a blast and ready to shoot anybody that steps in his way, and you get some really, really nice mechanical detail inside of the barrel of the fusion cannon there, and you excuse me, Jesus. And then you can just push it down and everything like that. Very awesome. And you also do get this really nice red bit there. So very awesome. So that's pretty much it for articulation. Articulation-wise, I'm really, really happy with the articulation. You can get some really dynamic poses with this guy. Oh, and I forgot to mention there's another gimmick there that you can, in fact, just move this. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, you can just, there is a side thigh panel thing here that just moves up, and you can see the some inner detail or whatever. That's pretty much it. It doesn't really add anything to the overall figure, but it's there. But yeah, overall, posability, awesome. Details look awesome. Everything about this figure looks awesome. I love how he looks. And you can get some really dynamic poses. So let's take a look at his accessories. So the first accessory that he comes with is a stand. We're gonna take a look at the boring stuff first, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to wait until the cool stuff happens. So you get a basic stand here with some great detail on here as well. He can stand perfectly fine, but if you want him on the stand, basically you got the clips here that they can just pull back. You just put it on here, and there is little indents right here that just allow the clip to wrap around his waist. And, oh, this is, forgive me, it is a model kit, so, parts are gonna come off and everything like that, but yeah, it just clips around here, and it also does act as a flight stand for the figure as well, due to the fact that it can, in fact, lift up, and stuff like that. So, the stand does also have some articulation. It does have a base swivel, has a base hinge joint, soft ratchet in the mid section here, and a really, really nice ratchet joint in the top part here, and it does, in fact, swivel, and like I mentioned, it can open and close, all that good stuff. So that's basically, and all the holes and stuff here, so you can take the magnet, Decepticon logo, and bam, you can put it on front of the stand here, and then you can see all these different holes here. You can move the stand wherever you want, and all that good stuff. So, taking a look at his throne for the Nemesis, looking absolutely amazing. I love this. Really nice detail. You got a Decepticon logo on the top here. Got some kind of mechanical detail going on through the throne here as well. On the back here, you got some more stuff right here, and more of that. So, but it's not just a glorified stand here. It's actually a storage compartment, because this guy does have a lot of accessories. So if you're not using much of his accessories, you just take the top of the seat here, pop that off, and bam, now you got a storage compartment with well, there's nothing in it right now, but you can, in fact, put basically everything that he comes with in this, the throne here. So if you're not using any of it and you don't want to shove it into a plastic bag, you can just put it in his throne, and bam, looking absolutely amazing. And he can, in fact, sit on it as well, obviously. But let's take a look at his actual accessories. First thing that we're going to take a look at is just a basic gun here that he used in Transformers the movie to make Optimus Prime fall. Got some really nice mechanical detail all around here. How to actually plug it into Megatron. Basically coming back to Megatron. In the inner palm here, there is a little tab here, and there is a little slit on the barrel of the gun. Oh, not the barrel, the handle of the gun. and you just basically plug that sucker in, and then you just wrap around the fingers, and bam. I'm basically just using this as, bam, now he's ready to make Optimus Prime fall, all that good stuff. Like I said before, unfortunately, there is no, unfortunately, there is no blast effect parts that come with this figure, so he doesn't come with a blast effect part for his, this gun or his fusion cannon, unfortunately. Another Transformers the movie, you also do get a little, Energon, saber here. Very nice. Really nice translucent plastic, for the kind of energy blade section here. Really nice detail on the actual handle as well, and you can see another slit for it to plug into his hand there. Very nice. You got some silver paint job right here as well for the tip of the blade. And yeah, pretty much that's everything for the Energon saber. He also does come with his Energon mace as well, which do come separate. You do build this thing separately, obviously. You can basically so you get the actual chain and the actual spike ball, and it just clips right onto there. And basically the ball can swivel, the chain can hinge, and there's a ball joint. How to actually attach the Energon mace to Megatron? Take whatever hand you want, pop it off. It's just on a ball joint. There is a section here, bam, and now he has his Energon mace, and you can get some really nice poses with the Energon mace as well, since with all the different hinge joints and stuff like that. So that's the Energon mace, putting back onto his hand there. He also does come with a camera, which is reflector in his camera mode. I did thought originally that this was a reference to the Killing Joke cover art with Megatron holding the camera and everything like that. But it is actually reflector in his camera mode for some reason. It's nice that he's here and everything like that, if you want to display him looking like the Killing Joke cover art. But everything else, it doesn't really add anything to him. So yeah, it's just there. Pretty cool. He also does come with Kremzeek, which he's just yellow translucent plastic. He has no articulation or anything. And he's just a little guy. So yeah, he's just there. He's just pretty cool. And the last, not really last, but you get Laserbeak with him. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice detail with the silver paint job. The red looks nice. Unfortunately, he does not have the Decepticon logo on top of his head, and his eyes aren't painted, but you can, in fact, just paint it yourself if you're really wanting to. He does also have some articulation. He has a ball joint at the base of the head here, and just a hinge joint at the base of the neck. So get some really nice kind of head-turning poses there. For the wings here, they can flap. Legs are on a hinge joint. They can move back and forward. And if you notice that there is, in fact, a little tab on the bottom of his legs here, coming to Megatron here, you can plug it into any one of his forearms here. If you don't want the fusion cannon on for some reason, you can plug it on like so. And bam, now you have Laserbeak attached to Megatron. But if you don't want Laserbeak attached to Megatron, and he also can, since he does have a peg, he can attach to the basic stand here. But you do come with just some regular feet for Laserbeak. How to change it is that you just basically remove this, clip that off, bam, clip that back on, and then bam. Now you have Laserbeak just standing idly. So yeah, you do come with this. And you also do come with some extra faces. So you do get 2 extra faces here. You get 3, actually, technically. You get the evil laughing face, you get the angry evil face, and you get the default frown face. How to actually put them onto his head here. I'm just going to remove his head. So it is basically parts forming. It's a lot complicated. You don't just get to pull off the face randomly. But you come to the back of the head here. You remove this section here. Take the base at the top of the head. And then you split the sides like so. And then you can see some more mechanical detail inside, which is very awesome. Then you just remove the face, and then you can see the translucent eyes there, and then the base there. Very awesome. Then you just take whichever head, or face you want, plug it in, and then you basically put together the head. And that's pretty much how you put on the faces. Now we're going on to the other boring stuff, unfortunately. He does come with some extra forearm panels here. So basically, if you don't want laser beak, you just detach this on here, and then you can see some more mechanical bits there. Then you just plug it in like so, and bam, now you just have a smooth forearm panel there. So that's pretty much it. So if you don't want laser beak or anything like that, then you can just replace that. Now, coming back to all this stuff here, you get a lot of extra pieces for the internal armature here. So if you lose a piece, if you break a piece, you can in fact replace all the stuff there. So it doesn't really add anything to me because he's perfectly fine the way he is right now. But if you do lose a piece or you do break a piece, you do get some extras, which is always appreciated. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for the Blokees Megatron model kit, and I am so happy that I have this. And it's at an affordable price, believe it or not. $60 for all the stuff that you get. Absolutely amazing. I highly, highly recommend you pick up this figure. It's so much fun to put together, and it's just a great figure to have in your collection. The posability, the accessories, everything about it just tickles my Transformers brain, and I absolutely love this. This has got to be my favorite non-Transformer figure ever, alongside the Optimus Prime YOLO Park figure. But I am definitely going to pick up more blocky Transformer figures because this has set a high bar for them, and I can't wait to pick up some more. But other than that, that's about it. That's about it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So, bye, guys.